right, here we go. Too Short, welcome back.
Again, what's up, man? What's up?
Again, we've been doing this before VladTV.
Yeah, we got history, bro. So
We
cool.
got about 15
People always
years.
try to tell me stuff about Vlad, and I'm like, nah, Vlad's the homie from DJ Vlad.
Exactly.
The mixtapes.
Exactly. When I was doing Ghost Ride the Whip,
I fuck with
when I
it.
pulled up in Atlanta.
You was a part of it, man. You've been there. So when they try to not validate you, I step in and go, nah, Vlad's been there. He's been there.
Exactly.
You're doing this now, but I remember when you was doing that.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, before we get started, the biggest news was the Verzuz. You and E-40.
Yes, sir.
How did that come together?
Verzuz happened, I guess it happened first and foremost out of, the need for it. People wanted it. And in our world, which I'm talking like Bay Area, West Coast, the E-40 Too Short world we the OGs of, immediately from the first Verzuz, I was seeing it floating through the social media airwaves and different stuff, and people asking me directly, hey, make sure you do a Verzuz. It should be you and 40. I mean, Mr. Fab, all of them said that shit way back when. And I shrugged it off because to me, the way Verzuz was, the way it came to be was out of a sort of friendly competition. Friendly or not competition.
Friendly or not.
And it was really a competitive thing from the start, no matter if it was R&B, if it was reggae, or if it was rap, it was a competition. So I'm like, man, I'm not into that for the competition against anybody, especially against E-40. So it was it was a no-brainer. I'm not fucking with Verzuz. I'm a fan. I'm watching as many Verzuz as I can, but I'm not participating. I watched all the other artists, the artists that campaign for themselves to find somebody to battle against and get it going. But like Swizz, Beatz, and Timberland, even before they hooked up with Apple Music, it was what they wanted it to be. Like if something interesting came up, they chose. So when it came my way, it was E-40 asking me, would you do it? Now, we talked about it one time, a quick little, would you do it? I'm like, nah, I would never do Verzuz. Then it came up more specific, would you do Verzuz, us against each other? And I'm explaining to E-40 why I wouldn't do it. And the reason why I wouldn't do it is because not just him personally, but I put in too much work this is how I'm viewing it at the time. I put in way too much work to sit down for a minute and compete with another artist on who got the best catalog or the biggest records. And I'm like, I'm cool with where I'm at. That to me is me stepping into an arena where I'm trying to prove myself. Like, I'm better than so-and-so, or I can hang with the best. I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck about the status of the track record, because I lived the fucking shit. I was there, I made the shit, I did the shit. I was having a good goddamn time while I made my catalog. I am so happy with what happened. I don't fucking need anybody to come to me and go, oh yeah, you did good, man. Oh, you better than so-and-so. Fucking relevant to me. So it's not, in the state of mind I was in, Verzuz had nothing for me to do, and I wasn't in that space. So the next time it comes around, it's E-40 with Swizz Beatz. Now, mind you, the two conversations me and E-40 had, we agreed that for the same reasons, we don't see Verzuz the competition being something that we would do. So they called me back the last time, and the last time it's like, it's for the culture, that whole speech. It's for the culture. It's for the culture of the Bay. We're not gonna do a competition. We're gonna do a celebration. We're gonna tell all the people out there that didn't know the Bay Area story, we're gonna remind the people that did know what the story was. And, me and 40, having the input that we had, pretty much demanded that it would be a celebration. You bring up celebration, we run in with celebration. So we get to, instead of sitting there trying to figure out how to outdo each other, we actually get to combine forces and do the fucking world. You feel me? So that was the motivation that got it. They talked to culture. They talked about, the fact that after a Verzuz battle, the artists who are involved in the battle experience a really large spike in streams and other revenue incomes. And I will tell you, if you're an artist who is on the fence like me, it really did kick a little burst of revenue and, relevancy and all kind of shit that just happened in one moment. It was a good moment. So in the long run, man, I'm glad I did it. It was a really good look. It was fun as fuck. It was the only way I would have participated in it, and it was blessed by Swizz Beatz, Timberland, and Apple Music, which really kicked in on the on making the experience what you guys saw, setting it up and making every part work and shit. So, I'm thankful to them and E-40 for giving me the call and talking me into it, everything. So that's how I feel.
Right, because and you touched on this. A lot of the verses leading up to that one, there was a level of animosity between those people.
Competition.
Beanie Man and Bounty Killer hated each other for years. Would go at each other.
And we know Gucci Jeezy, so we don't gotta mention that.
Right, Gucci and Jeezy, someone died over that situation. When Gucci said,
and they talked about it.
They talked about it
was
in the
real
verses.
personal.
He said I was smoking on a Pookie pack.
Yeah, that was a lot of words. We all talk about the battle, the versus Jeezy versus Gucci, and I think across the board, the consensus is that Jeezy won the song battle, but Gucci won the battle.
Yeah.
So the street version of the battle. So I don't even think Gucci was thinking about the songs winning over songs. I think he was telling the story and making a statement with the song selection he picked. And he stood up on it and, we got a great show.
Oh, yeah. But Gucci looked like he had a pistol in his pants the whole time. Personally,
And
if you were to ask me.
I just wonder, because that's one of my great hip hop tragedies, is Gucci and Jeezy not keeping that camaraderie they had early on and having a brotherhood career where they keep doing songs together, they keep doing tours. If you look at each of their careers separately, imagine if they were like E-40 and Too Short the whole time.
The whole time.
It would be
Crazy.
huge for Atlanta. So, I think that's one of my hip hop tragedies is that I knew what we would have got, them two being buddies, we would have got, and then T.I. in the mix or something, and they all like from the same era of ATL, Reign Supreme, but hip hop is all about ego, and that's what happens, man.
Well, I mean, but they had an actual versus. No one did anything physical. It was,
cool.
There wasn't any arguments. I mean, Gucci
As far as
said
I know,
what he
they said they went to the same club after. It was
Exactly,
great,
exactly. So it was good for hip hop, good for Atlanta.